Welcome to an extraordinary adventure as we unveil the top 20 most hilarious and enigmatic facts about ancient Egypt. This awe-inspiring civilization has captivated our imaginations for ages. And today, we're going to uncover its hidden gems and quirky secrets. Prepare to be enthralled and entertained as we delve into the lesser-known, side-splitting, and mind-boggling facets of ancient Egypt. So buckle up and get ready for a wild ride through the laugh-out-loud and mysterious world of one of history's most enthralling civilizations. Number 20. The role of dreams in ancient Egyptian culture. The ancient Egyptians placed great importance on dreams, believing they were messages from the gods. To interpret these messages, they had professional dream interpreters who would offer guidance based on the dream's content. Some Egyptians even slept on dream beds, which were designed to facilitate divine communication during sleep. The idea of relying on dreams to make important decisions might seem odd, but it highlights the rich and imaginative spiritual life of the ancient Egyptians. Number 19. The ancient Egyptian pranksters. Ancient Egyptians had a sense of humor and were known to play practical jokes on each other. For example, a surviving letter from a man named Hori to his rival, Amenemopet, is filled with hilarious jabs and satirical comments. In another instance, a group of workmen left behind graffiti on a tomb wall, depicting their boss as a donkey. These light-hearted moments remind us that despite their serious and mystical reputation, the ancient Egyptians enjoyed a good laugh, just like us. Number 18. The curious case of the dung beetle. The ancient Egyptians had a fascination with the humble dung beetle, also known as the scarab. They observed the beetles rolling balls of dung across the ground and believed they were responsible for moving the sun across the sky. Scarabs became symbols of rebirth and regeneration, and were often depicted in jewelry and amulets. It's amusing to think that something as simple as a dung beetle held such profound significance in ancient Egyptian culture. Number 17. Wigs and beards for the deceased. Ancient Egyptians believed that the deceased needed to look their best in the afterlife. To ensure this, they provided wigs and fake beards for their deceased loved ones, regardless of their social status. The thought of well-dressed mummies with perfectly styled hair and beards is an amusing and heartwarming testament to the Egyptians' dedication to their departed family members. Number 16. Ancient Egyptian love poetry. The ancient Egyptians were quite the romantics, with love poetry dating back thousands of years. Their poems often featured amusing metaphors and wordplay to express the joy and frustrations of love. One example compares a lover's absence to the feeling of having a fish stuck in one's throat, a peculiar yet endearing image that shows love transcends time and culture. Number 15. Ancient Egyptian children born with luck. Ancient Egyptians believed that children were born with a natural sense of luck, making them valuable members of society. Parents would even bring their children along to important events or negotiations in the hope that their luck would rub off on the situation. It's a charming notion that highlights the importance of family and community in ancient Egyptian times. Number 14. Egyptian beer, a liquid staple. Beer was an essential part of ancient Egyptian life. So much so that it was used as a form of currency and offered as payment to workers. The beer was low in alcohol content and thick, resembling a porridge more than the beer we know today. It was consumed by all members of society, including children, and was often used as a way to make unpalatable water safer to drink. Imagine being paid in beer. Now that is an amusing thought. Number 13. Ancient Egyptian wigs, a hairy situation. Ancient Egyptians, both men and women, often shaved their heads and wore wigs made of human or sheep hair. These wigs were an essential part of their daily attire, providing protection from the sun and lice. Some wigs even had built-in air conditioning, with tiny holes in the wig cap for ventilation. The amusing contrast between their bald heads and elaborate wigs must have made for some interesting conversation at social gatherings. Number 12. The Secret Life of Egyptian Hippos. Hippos, despite their appearance, were considered dangerous animals in ancient Egypt. They were known for their aggressive behavior, and their grunts and bellows could be heard from miles away. In Egyptian mythology, the god Seth was associated with chaos and destruction and was often depicted as a part human, part hippo creature. The amusing part, hippos were also considered symbols of fertility and rebirth, making them both feared and revered by the ancient Egyptians. Number 11. The ancient Egyptians' ingenious door locks. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers in home security, inventing door locks that were surprisingly advanced for their time. These wooden pin tumbler locks consisted of a bolt and a series of pins that would only allow the door to open when the correct key was inserted. While this may not seem hilarious at first, imagine the look on an ancient Egyptian burglar's face when they realized that breaking into a house wasn't as easy as they thought. Number 10. Egyptian board games, a timeless pastime. The ancient Egyptians loved board games, with one of the most popular being Senet. Senet was played on a grid of 30 squares, and the objective was to move your pieces off the board before your opponent. While the exact rules remain a mystery, it's amusing to think of ancient Egyptians gathered around a board game, much like we do today with our friends and family. Number 9. The Egyptians' curious eye makeup. Ancient Egyptians are known for their striking eye makeup, but did you know that it served a practical purpose? They believed that their eyeliner, made from a mixture of soot and minerals, protected their eyes from the sun's glare and prevented eye infections. While it might seem amusing that they unintentionally created a fashion statement, it's a testament to their resourcefulness and innovation. Number 8. The Egyptians' unique way of counting. The ancient Egyptians' number system was quite different from what we use today. They used a base 10 system with hieroglyphs representing different values. Interestingly, they didn't have a symbol for 0. While this may seem baffling to us, it's an amusing reminder of how diverse human cultures and their approaches to problem solving can be. Number 7. Ancient Egyptians and their love for pets. Ancient Egyptians were passionate about their pets and often kept a variety of animals, including cats, dogs, monkeys, and even crocodiles. Pets were so cherished that they were often mummified and buried alongside their owners. The idea of a crocodile curled up by the fireplace is an amusing image that shows the deep bond between humans and animals throughout history. Number 6. The curious case of Egyptian police dogs. Speaking of pets, ancient Egyptian police officers had an unusual partner to help them maintain law and order: trained baboons. These intelligent primates were used to assist in crowd control, patrolling the streets, and even apprehending criminals. The image of a baboon in a law enforcement role is both amusing and impressive. Number 5. Honey as a medical cure-all. The ancient Egyptians considered honey to be a powerful healing agent and used it for various medical treatments. They applied honey to wounds as an antiseptic, mixed it with other ingredients to create medicinal concoctions, and even used it as an eye salve. The idea of smearing honey on an injury may seem funny, but it's a testament to their innovative approach to medicine. Number 4. The ancient Egyptian cure for baldness. In a society where baldness was common, ancient Egyptians had their own unique cure, a mixture of fats from various animals, including crocodile, lion, hippopotamus, and snake. While the effectiveness of this hair-restoring concoction is questionable, The image of an Egyptian applying a greasy mixture to their scalp is an amusing look at their creative solutions to everyday problems. Number 3. The ancient Egyptian dentist's worst nightmare. Dental hygiene was a significant issue in ancient Egypt, primarily due to their coarse, sandy bread. The bread wore down their teeth, leading to tooth decay and dental problems. To combat this, they created toothpaste from crushed rock salt, mint-dried iris flowers, and pepper. The thought of brushing one's teeth with such a gritty mixture might make us cringe, but it's a fascinating insight into the lengths they went to for dental care. Number 2. The Pharaoh's Royal Butt Wiper. In a society with strict hierarchies, even the most mundane tasks could have an air of grandeur. One such example is the position of the Royal Butt Wiper. This person was responsible for attending to the pharaoh's bathroom needs, and the role was considered prestigious. The humor in having a revered position for such a humble task is a charming look at ancient Egyptian society. Number 1. Ancient Egyptian fashion. Sandal envy. Finally, our number 1 funniest Egyptian fact involves footwear. Pharaohs were known to have unique sandals with images of their enemies painted on the insoles. This allowed the ruler to symbolically step on their foes with every stride. The thought of a pharaoh flaunting their fashionable footwear while putting their enemies in their place is an amusing and stylish way to end our countdown.